Swish. There we go. Oh no! All that effort and the stupid Gorillapod doesn't want to work. Now, right, okay, finally. So I said I was going to do like a little first impressions thingy, or we were, about Athens. We've come up with a little list on how we're going to break this down, and we're going to start off, I think, with the first thing we've seen, which is streets. Not the nicest to begin with, was it?
No, partly because in England we're so used to like everything being safe. I think that's the main thing.
Yeah. It's always, I think it's always a little bit uncomfortable when you're in a new country anyway.
Yeah.
So typically, obviously any of you that have seen my Italy vlogs, it's pretty similar to Italy, I guess. So all the houses are graffitied up. This is in the less touristy areas, by the way. All the houses are like graffitied up.
Yeah, it's just slightly run down really,
yeah.
But you get that in every city.
Yeah, overflown bins, stuff like that. What shocked me the most though, I think, in the bad, like, well, we'll just quote it, bad areas that we've seen, was the apparent use of drugs.
It was quite obvious.
Yeah, for example, I mentioned it earlier, a guy was sat on the ground in front of everybody, including us, and we walked right past him at the time. I thought he'd fallen over, but he wasn't. He was just sat on the ground, needle in the leg, and just doing drugs. So that was obviously heroin, I guess. So that's not the best.
Yeah, and that was before we'd found any of the nice parts, so it's a bit of a shock, but...
In a way, it helped though, I think.
Yeah.
Because it was so run down, some of the areas we've seen. When we got to the more like touristy areas, I guess, obviously where everybody goes for drinks and stuff, it was really nice, wasn't it?
It seemed really nice, but I think that is partly the contrast, but then again it was also a really nice area.
Yeah. So for example, we were looking for a cocktail bar in the city centre and we couldn't find anyone's anywhere. So eventually we just went into a hotel and asked, and the guy was super friendly, really polite, helped us out majorly, pointed out 3 places on the map.
Yeah,
told
he
us which
gave
one
us
to
a
go
map,
to.
circled the nicest places.
So we went to one where he said you can go to rooftop bars to get a good view of the Acropolis, which you guys would have seen either at the end of my last video or the beginning of this one. I still haven't decided where it's going to go yet. So that was really nice. Talking about the guy in the hotel being friendly, let's move on to locals. So far, what do you think?
Yeah, so far we've had good experiences most of the time. We've had friendly, helpful people. So even just leaving the airport, so we're stood waiting for a bus, trying to work out which bus and what stop we're getting off.
Yeah.
And a Greek local just helped us. He's like,
straight away.
He said to us, I understand you don't understand our Greek alphabet, so he pointed out which stops.
Kudos to Greek people, you guys are really friendly so far.
Yeah, so we had the guy on at the airport helping us. And then we also got off of that bus. And immediately
straight away, wasn't it? He didn't even, we didn't really have a chance. He just immediately came over and was like, I'll help you, where are you going? Yeah, it's this bus, get off in 6 stops, and then walk to the left. And then when we got on the bus driver, we went to like confirm that this was the right bus for sure. He straight away was just like, well, where are you going? And we said, here. And then he said, oh, stay here. And then at our stop, he was like, yeah, you can jump off.
And also he didn't even make us pay for the bus, so...
No. Next, food.
So, because we weren't exactly sure where the nicest parts of town were, we were just walking around trying to find a local restaurant. We want to try more of the Greek food, obviously.
Earlier, after we came out of the Acropolis... Actually, no, I already showed that.
Yeah, you did.
So you can get cheap meals, can't you?
Really cheap. I mean, I spent €2.50 for lunch, so it's not expensive.
And I spent €3.50, so that's €6 between us. So yeah, so far food's been pretty good. Prices for food and drink, not too bad. Like I said, it was fairly reasonable prices, which takes us on to the next thing, which is prices. Food and drink.
Pretty reasonable.
It's good. I think it goes from one extreme to the other. Obviously, you get what you pay for, I think, so depending on when you're eating. like I said, the lunch we had earlier was really cheap, and that filled us up until our evening meal.
Tasty.
And that was really nice, actually. Accommodation. So we've stayed in 2 hotels so far. Obviously, we've only been here for 2 nights. The hotel we stayed in was obviously a lot cheaper than this one.
Yeah.
But you can see the difference between that one, if you want to look at my last video, and this one.
I think this one's €20 more expensive.
Yeah, I think it's 20, but we wanted to treat ourselves, didn't we?
Yeah,
the holiday.
and it is a lot nicer.
It's closer to the port, more accessible. Like the metro and the bus is literally right outside the front door.
Closer to the nice part.
Yeah, and we can just walk pretty much to anything that's nice. It's less intimidating, I would say.
Yeah, definitely.
So price for accommodation so far has been
bit pricey, but it's like, it's okay.
Bit pricey, but I think
it's worth it.
Good value for money.
Yeah.
Other things to talk about price-wise, transport.
Yeah, so we've had good experiences with transport so far because
really good.
You can buy a metro pass, which also works for buses and trams, and that was €4.50 for 24 hours. So
yeah, so depending, you can get obviously like a 5-hour one. You got the 24-hour one, day the week one, stuff like that. So depending on how long you're in Athens or Greece, I suppose they do it elsewhere in Greece.
Yeah, probably.
Then it's good.
Helpful.
Yeah, so obviously we're only here until tomorrow morning, so we got a day pass this morning, which should run into tomorrow morning, which is ideal because we've been on and off buses and trains all day on the same cars.
And it's been so easy.
Yeah, definitely.
Like everything's really easy to navigate, and
really?
It helps having a phone that you can look things up on. But
definitely. Last thing I think we want to talk about is sort of like sites, touristy sites, not necessarily what you're just seeing, but I mean specific things to see. I think Greece focuses a lot of their nice stuff for tourists. That's like the touristy areas, I would say, isn't it? Is where the sites are.
It's probably the same in a lot of European cities and things, but you get the odd really well maintained building, but mainly they're just working buildings.
Yeah, it's where the locals live, isn't it?
Yeah.
And that's pretty much it. That brings us to the end of the list. Let's give Athens a rating out of 10. Ping! There we go, I'm gonna do a little dingy.
Oh.
So you won't know until it goes up.
Hello. Ding!
That's your score, right?
Yeah.
This right here? This one?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I don't know what it is. I hope it's the same as mine.
Okay.
I'll find out later.
Yeah.
Okay, that ends this video. I hope you enjoyed. Comment down below anything you have to say about Athens, your experiences, if you've been, if you enjoyed the video, blah blah blah. Help me out even more. Hit the like button down there. If you haven't subscribed already, also hit that subscribe button on Phoebe's face. Hit the subscribe button, and yeah, keep wondering.